Alrighty, boys, we are back, and this is the fourth quarter. This is the episode where you're going to vote for the things. And I said I was going to outfit this character. It turns out Fox is a dastardly liar who did not outfit the character. So let me go and do that real fast. Got ourselves reloaded up. And yeah, that's fine. What else? We need medicine? What's nearby that we can get? Food? Public oh! Who allowed you to be here? Certainly not Fox. Fox is not allowing any infestations here. Firecrackers. Some Mazel Tov, as my friend would call it. And I think that's it. I think is anyone missing a skill? Now, every single character has a skill, don't they? I swear they've increased the commonality of whatever. I'm too lazy to like make this character wear a baseball cap. I'm gonna be completely honest. I just want to get out there and play the game. What's our fuel at? No, I'll refuel. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and replace it. So one of the things I think I want to talk about today is this whole concept about, like, the importance of stories. Because, I was thinking, on one hand, I'm really, really curmudgeonly and difficult to impress when it comes to stories, simply because I've played games with just phenomenal stories, and I've read books with just phenomenal stories, like Warhammer novels are some of the best stories I've read. They're just incredible. Like there are Warhammer books that are like 500 pages long that I read in like 2 or 3 days, and like I'm just like, wow, I'm just like so into this book right now. Like I don't even want to play video games. And I think I'm just gonna squish all of these guys, just like that. I think we'll get out right here. Did they hear that? They heard something. So basically, and I want to relate this one too, because we haven't really talked too much about State of Decay, so I'm going to relate this a little bit to State of Decay, maybe not entirely, but so there's this whole idea that, like, I'm really, really picky, curmudgeonly about stories because, like I said, I've experienced really awesome stories, and my standards for storytelling are very high. But at the same time, I'm much more willing to be lenient on games where they have a story and it's not really the focus of things. That's not always true. For example, in the MechWarrior playthrough I did, I said I think the story stinks, and I think they could have just lived without even having a story. I certainly think that was a possibility. But a lot of times, even if the story isn't amazing, if I can clearly tell, hey, you know what, having a story was obviously not their goal, then I typically can look past it. I'm like, or sometimes I can enjoy it. Basically, like if the game isn't trying to have some kind of like epic story, then I'm much more like able to get into it. Like I don't feel like, I guess I don't feel on guard about it. Wow, that was interesting. The dodging has been a little weird lately. Look at all these jerks. There's so many of them. Well, we destroyed the infestation. That's the important part. So let's keep falling back. We'll fling them off like that. And I will squish this guy, and we'll head right over here next. Try to stockpile some things up. We could use some quests from our allies to possibly recruit someone, but the game is not being very cooperative there. And so, one of the examples is honestly State of Decay 1. Like, obviously, there's no doubt about it. State of Decay 1's story is not great. It's not... And you know, like, this is relevant in the sense that, you know, people are always like, we need more story, we need more story. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to say no to it, but storytelling is not Undead Labs' strong suit. And, you know, like, I don't know how much they should focus on something that's clearly not their strong suit. But at the same time, they've created some kind of funny characters. Like, I think Sasquatch is a really funny character. I like Sasquatch quite a bit. So it's like, I mean... Basically, I think they kind of, like, accidentally create some interesting characters.
Oh, shiny.
Or characters that kind of, like, grow on you. It's very much that whole truffle concept where, like, you know, like, I don't know, one of their writers just made a much more funny kind of character. Like, there's just something about Sasquatch that I find compelling, despite, as I said, you know, State of Decay not really having a super fantastic and in-depth story. And, like, I don't even know if it needs to have it. And, like, if Undead Labs did make a more story-emphasized thing, would it even be, like, satisfactory? I mean, like, think about Heartland, for example. You know, some people, I mean, they like the Heartland story. I'm not saying you can't like the Heartland story, but I was like, oh, yeah, Heartland's not... I didn't really think Heartland was that good of a story. Like, I think it completely misunderstood kind of, like, what people are looking for. Like, basically, if there was ever a time for fan service, that was the time. Like, if there was ever a time to, like, just break out the nostalgia. Just, like, break out all of the you know, like, Marcus, Maya, Ed, all of those classic characters, like, remembrances for characters like, what was his name? I can't even think of him now. Gunderson. I think his name was Adam. I can't remember his first name. Alan Gunderson. You know, like, tributes to him. That was the time to do it. But it's so hard to say because obviously Undead Labs does have a story to tell. They do have kind of an idea. You know, we're moving into kind of the whole conspiracy thing of, like, Oh, I know what it is. That's what... Material recycling must be about electricity. I bet that's the issue.
We're done here.
I bet that's the problem. Let me check. Yeah, we need electricity. That makes sense. I'll explain afterwards. It just now hit me. So, it's this right here. Material recycling. The bottom option requires power. That was mentioned because we just ran out of electricity. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so we got medicine, and that'll bring us up to 24 medicine, which is good. We still need more ammo. That's a problem. When can I call another... I can't call another ammo in for that amount of time. Let's... Is there an ammo stockpile we can claim? The answer seems kind of on the no-ish side. I mean, I saw one nearby, but... Let's just take... that, even though that's, like, really not a great spot for an outpost because it's so close to our base, let's just claim it for now. It's not that big of a deal. And, like, you know, so, like, yeah, we're moving towards this kind of conspiratorial element of State of Decay where it's like, oh my god, is the government behind the outbreak? Oh my, who knows? I sure don't know. And so, like I said, it's evidence that, you know, they obviously have some kind of story to tell. And obviously, you know, that there seems to be something behind the zombies. You know, the zombies seem to have some kind of intelligence. Like, they're like terraforming the ecosystem and crazy stuff like that.
Up and running.
Put all this stuff away. Let's get our guys smelting. Right over here. Get some parts. Might as well loot this nearby area since we have an outpost literally next door. But that's one of the issues there. And on one hand, I could probably enjoy a story by State of Decay, by Undead Labs rather, as long as they don't, I guess it's going to sound really weird, as long as they don't try too hard. Because the problem is, I feel like if they really try hard to have this kind of like, oh my god, the conspiracies, kind of like, oh my god, it's like plot twist and the plot twist for your plot twist. I feel they cannot. I just feel their writers are not skilled enough to pull that off. But on the other hand, I think if they just focus on telling more of a character story, I think it could be a lot more enjoyable. I think that would actually be way more effective. Oh, he was about to scream too. What is this character's skill? Swordplay? Wow. Oh yeah, we're using a baseball bat. That's some big brain strategies there, but you know, like I'll follow that particular challenge. Well, one of the questions I have about State of Decay, I'll ask you guys in the digital audience: should they reveal the nature of the zombie condition? You know, should they explain its genesis? And the answer doesn't have to be yes. The answer can be no. You could actually completely finish. Let's say, like, State of Decay has a final game. They're like, no more State of Decay games after this. They don't have to tell you in the very final game. They could completely leave it up to interpretation.
Quiet moments anymore.
Because then it would remain kind of a question. It would remain something that people would talk about. As long as, you know, people wonder about State of Decay. Like, it doesn't have... You don't have to, like, spill the beans. And I think that's kind of the beauty of mystery. One of the examples I always think of is in The Thing. Like, to this very day, like, there's a debate in the movie, in the 1980s, The Thing. You know, like, who was the Thing at the end of the movie? Was it, you know, the main character, or was it the other guy? I can't remember that name. But, you know, who was the Thing? Well, was one of them the Thing and the other one wasn't? Were they both the Thing? Were they neither the Thing? I don't think they were both the Thing, to be completely honest. But, you know, it's a question to this very day. Like, you look on YouTube, like, there's videos in the last years. People still debating, who was the Thing at the end of The Thing? That amazing movie, if you haven't seen it before. Like, it scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like, I had nightmares after watching, because I watched it on accident as a kid. It was just on.
Nice deal for you folks if you want to meet up.
And, oh, we got a trader. Oh, they'll probably sell ammo. Perfect. And, like, so I always had, so, like, the whole, if you haven't seen The Thing, we're going to be saying the word Thing a lot. So, the Thing in The Thing, it's the perfect name, too, because when you think of The Thing, or if you've watched The Thing and you've seen The Thing in the Thing movie, the 1980s Thing, not the 1960s Thing, it's the perfect description. Because you're like, well, what is the Thing? I don't know. It's like, it's a thing. It's a great description. It's like, I guess you'd say it's some kind of, like, eldritch monstrosity. Like, you know, if you had to give it some type of metamorphic monstrosity. You know, like, but, like, oh, I'm putting it in the vehicle instead of in the base. But it's as I said, it's the perfect description. And so the whole thing about The Thing is that it is capable of mimicking other people to basically a physically identical level, and I believe it can even imitate people's behavior. And it's basically like a slasher type of villain, you know, from a slasher movie flick. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna hang on to that. I can't bring myself to sell it. I can bring myself. Well, yeah, I can bring myself to sell that. I'll sell this too. And so basically, it could take on the appearance of other beings. And one of the keys to it was if you could basically corner the thing before it had fully completed the process of imitating its whatever it was, because it's not an instantaneous thing. It needs time to rearrange its cellular structure in order to mimic somebody. And so, like, part of the horror of The Thing is this idea that anyone could be the Thing. It could choose to take on the appearance of your best friend. It could choose to take on the appearance of your coworker, and you would never know because The Thing is so good at mimicking its mark, basically. And it doesn't even have to be humans. The first thing that the thing, like I said, we're saying the word thing a lot. The first thing it mimics is a dog. Dog was a great actor too in that movie. The dog was a really good actor. So yeah, I'd always have I'd have these reoccurring nightmares where like,
and your lives just got a lot better.
Okay, let's sell our stuff. The Red Talon, as you can see, their total influence is higher than normal. Instead of having the typical 500, they've got 1,250. That's another good reason you want to sell to the Red Talon traders. Oh, good. They do have ammo. So they're selling... Wow, they're selling this ammo really expensive. I don't want to buy that. It's expensive. I don't want that. I don't think I want that. I don't want that. The Horde Breaker. The Storm Bringer. Ammo. And a heavy-duty ammo press. Okay, we'll definitely take the ammo, because we haven't been able to find a whole lot of it. Yep, got the slow execution. Okay. I think we're okay on fuel. You know, I'm gonna buy the fuel. I'm pretty sure fuel comes in units of 4. Although I might want to search this area. Plus, we might get something to sell. Anyways, the point is that I kept thinking that my parents were the thing. And I'm like, oh my god, like, if I go to sleep and I don't lock my door, they're going to turn into the thing and kill me. You know, and then I'm going to become the thing. And so, like, I started developing kind of a personality tick where I would lock my doors at night. Even, like, my own room and whatnot. And it was just because, like, I was worried that my parents were the thing. And, like, as a kid, that's kind of horrifying, just on the fact that, like, your parents are supposed to be kind of, like, you know, like, your safe haven. And yet, like, I kept thinking that they might be the thing in disguise. And that they were just pretending to be my parents in the daytime. And that they just, like, show up.
You got something?
Because, like, that's what the thing does. Like, the thing doesn't, like, jump out of nowhere and be like, oh, booga, booga. He just kind of, like, shows up behind you with a blank expression, like, do you remember me? I'm the thing. I mean, he never says anything like that, but that's just how he shows up. He just shows up and he's like, I'm the thing now, and now I'm gonna thing you.
If we controlled a real trade depot, we could find everything we need to survive.
I might buy one of these guns. Automatic guns would be nice. Yeah, I'll buy them both.
Now that's heavy.
We can equip every single one of our guys with higher powered weapons, which should help against Juggernauts. Since I haven't been able to get my hands on like a 50 caliber rifle. That's fine though. Oh, the Thing is also a good example of another... It didn't have much of a story. Like, the Thing has, like, a really, really rudimentary story, and that's because it doesn't need a story for you to understand the events, and for you to be invested in the events. Like, it's very mysterious. And the minimalistic story means that you don't really have to... Like, you're not distracted by some of, like, the weird things. I'm gonna get rid of these ferals. Oh. Get on board! There we go. Probably got a little bit of standing from that as well, since ferals give you, like, give you an okay chunk of standing. Not the most amazing chunk, but a chunk. Yeah, we're about 1/3 there. We should be right at the fuel limit. Okay, good, we are. Now we have one spare rucksack of materials. That's good. Like we're like I said, we're actually succeeding in restocking the base. Can we activate? Okay, we can activate this as well.
Not happening.
Start training our car. Let's see. Has anyone's cardio maxed out? Oh my! You get that +9 stamina with your chain smoking. Okay, so our characters are getting there. Basically, once this is done, their morale should hit the max. I don't think there's anything we need to activate. I think everything is fine there. Oh, there we go. We gotta scrub the toilets. I bet that's a nasty... I bet that job is nasty as hell. Do we need these food things anymore? So we're gaining 3.5 food per day. We probably don't need those food outposts, but what would we replace them with? We're gaining 3 materials a day. That's kind of okay, actually, considering that we're, you know, like, I'm gonna need parts. So we could actually drop both of our food and get even more... Well, I'm using 2 fuel per day, technically, so maybe I should get fuel outposts. Where would... Let me see, where can we get fuel? Put one here. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's drop one of our... We'll drop one of these. We don't need this on track anymore. Okay, that's all fine. How's our fuel? Fuel's looking good. All right, let's go claim us some outposts. And the reason is because the large facility farm, it just creates a ton of food. Like, it's creating, what, like, 7... Basically, close to 10. It's almost creating 10 food. So it's like, it's fine. We're gonna be fine on food. And then, like, the gaining the 2 fuel will basically counteract the consumption of turning the fuel generator on. And we can still get 1 more outpost since we haven't upgraded our... We haven't upgraded the command center up to the max yet, so... There's still more we can do to kind of polish up the base. Especially if I could actually find some survivors. Can I call a new group in?
Hey, anyone listening? Am I just talking to myself? Can someone please respond so I don't go crazy? Please?
Anyone? I'm guessing that's a no. Yeah, they would have responded. They respond pretty quickly if someone was there. That means we have too many enclaves. Unfortunately, we got these, like, annoying Zed hunting guys. Who, like, we can't even get rid of them that easily either. Like, it might be best just to follow through with their quest just to kind of get it over with. Okay, so we'll move this outpost here. And I need to claim another fuel outpost. We can kind of shuffle them around as well, just to kind of like space them out a little more evenly. But first, let's just get them. Let's just claim them first. That's kind of our first goal. Even if it can be a little bit of a waste of influence if you shuffle them around, because when you close an outpost, you don't get the full amount of influence back. Oh. The other reason we want fuel is just because we're using it. You know, when we drive around, we have to use fuel. Okay, fuel outpost.
All right, folks. The outpost is up and running.
Okay.
Blech, boring.
More dramatic music because you claimed an outpost. Like, what a significant thing you've done. Oh, cardio's maxed. Powerhouse!
Time for me to go knock
I think it's
down
something
some
different.
brainless.
You know, like, honestly, I think Powerhouse is better without heavy weapons because you get the dropkick, and the dropkick is just really good for defeating ferals. I just realized their quest disappeared. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what do we want to...
Be willing to help out a neighbor.
The miserable lot. Backup buddy? I mean... Sure, I guess. I mean, we need allies. Like, we need more recruits. Let me take a moment. Let's take stock of all of our allies. So, the Visigoths, we're still waiting for them to become an ally. These guys are giving us meds income, so we don't want to shut them down. These guys have not offered us a quest to become allies yet. The Remnants are new in town. They seem like good people. The Remnants. So we got the Remnants and the Remnants. But we actually have a lot of people. We're just waiting for them to give us a quest. Interesting. I can always tell I'm starting to talk too much when my voice starts to crack. Like, I can tell my vocal cords are getting tired from all the storytelling. That is one of my attributes in real life, though. Like, because everyone tends to entertain in different ways. Some people tell jokes and stuff like that. I'm a storyteller. Like, that's typically my style of entertaining. Like, whenever I meet people, I always tell stories. Like, that's always my go-to method of doing things, is I'm a storyteller. I mean, I like it, and I work on other methods of entertainment as well, but, you know, like, the best jokes are always, like, situational jokes, and the game has to provide a funny situation to crack a good situational joke. But otherwise, like, storytelling, man, that's the way to do it. Or at least I feel it is. Like, I mean, you gotta have kind of a theatrical element to yourself, and it took kind of a while for it to come out in the channel, because when I first... Man, when I listen to some of my early videos, it's like, alright guys, I'm gonna play State of Decay 2. I'm gonna play in the Nightmare Zone, and, you know, I've never done this before, so we're going to survive in the Nightmare Zone, and, you know, see what happens, I guess. I was, like, really, really, in my head, I thought I was, you know, not being very monotonous, but... Oh my god, when I listened to, like, my old videos, I'm like, wow. I really was monotonous, wasn't I? But it's kind of good. Oh, was I using my headlights this entire time? Was I, like, breaking the rules? There we go. Yeah, I never realized how far I've come until... Wait, who are these guys? Oh, that's the Wandering Trader. Speak to Dora. But are you Dora the Explorer? I guess we'll find out. And here we are. Okay, I need to get rid of that location icon. Okay. What can I do for you, Dora? I know we aren't exactly buddy-buddy, but I need some backup while I search the Jester's Jerk Chicken Shack.
Oh,
what a
nice.
name for a... What a name for a... What do you call it? Restaurant franchise. Jester's Jerk Chicken Shack. Jester's Jerk Chicken Shack. So, one of the questions people ask in the community is, what are you going to play next, Fox? And, you know, like, what's the next game that you're going to cover, since people, I believe people have correctly estimated that Juggernaut Edition will probably be the last major update for State of Decay 2.
Will you?
So, like, I don't think we're gonna... I mean, I'm sure we will continue to get updates for State of Decay 2, but I bet this is the last major update. My plan for the future is, like, yes, I am gonna choose a new game to focus my effort into. But, you know, I did it with Stardew Valley. I started on Stardew Valley, and then I moved to State of Decay 2. But also, just like Stardew Valley... Let me see if I can get some executions in here. I especially want to get the armored zombies, since they're the tougher of the enemies. I'm like, get out of the way. I'll show you how to execute an enemy. Here it is. Jester's Jerk Chicken Shack. Look how happy that chicken is to be, like, covered in bread and boiled, and, like, boiled in basically vegetable oil. He's so happy. He's so optimistic. Oh yeah, so yeah, the point is gonna be what I'm probably gonna do is do either less or no additional State of Decay gameplay videos. That's kind of like what I'm thinking about doing, and just focusing on making guides, and then introducing a new primary game to work on. That's kind of what I've been going towards, because, you know, like, we'll get to the point in State of Decay 2, because it's not a game like Warframe or World of Warcraft that's, like, meant to go on forever and ever and ever. We'll just get to the point where there's nothing else to do. And the thing is, if I wait... Oh, got a Pharaoh. Oh, come on, I pushed the B button. You guys are a bunch of liars. Acting like I didn't push the B button. Kinda need to get the Feral on his own. Go for it. Oh, he dodged me. That annoys me. All of their allies are arriving, so we're just gonna leave. I think. Where's the cargo? Oh yeah, it's over here. So let's do what zombies are not good at, which is parkouring. I know my ally is just getting beat up because they're stupid. Get in the car. Okay, and now we'll just leave. Alright, I forget where their base is, but it's okay now that we're in the car. Right there. That's close. That's approximately where we need to go. I just realized that we're over the time limit. But that's the plan. The plan is, like, I haven't figured out what game I'm going to do. I'm tempted to do MechWarrior 5 because it's not similar to State of Decay in the sense that it is a zombie game, but it's similar in that it's not an insanely popular game, just like State of Decay is not, like, the most mind-blowingly popular game. And it's also a game that has, like, a really zealous fan base, that they're just, like, really, like, diehards for it. And then on top of that, there's not a lot of information for it. In other words, people are, like, out there lost, like, what do I do? How do I play this game? So that's one that I'm considering doing. And like I said, you know, like, I want to do more on State of Decay, but it's like, I want to do stuff that's more impactful. Like, I want to do stuff like guides, like things that are more, like, universally impactful. And, like, making all these, like, gameplay videos really eats into my total time. And so that's kind of my goal there.
Would you mind slowing down a bit?
In addition to that, though, like, I will do gameplay videos. I'm thinking about basically doing it like this. I'm probably going to do one game that you guys have been asking for, and then I'm going to do one game that I just feel like doing.
Nice to see you again. Come on and hang out. Hey.
So, what do we got today?
Sure, I guess so.
I don't think I want that. I don't think I want any of this. I'm good. Let's just head on. Wait, let's check their skills.
Good to see you.
Chemistry! But are you a grumpy butt? I'll take you even if you are a grumpy butt. At least temporarily. What is your ally?
Good to see you.
Dora. I'm up? Nope. Nope, no interest in you. Dora the mechanic. I should probably refuel. The other reason why I don't want to just like... Ah, got it. The other reason I don't want to just like completely quit State of Decay is because I want to be relevant when State of Decay 3 comes out. Like, I want, you know, like, basically, I don't want all the work I've done for State of Decay 2 to go down the tubes where, like, no one's even heard of me when State of Decay 3 has come out. Like, there's no reason to believe that State of Decay 3 won't be similarly as big or bigger than State of Decay 2, and so, as a result, I do want to maintain my relevance, which is why, like, I'm not going to just, like, dump State of Decay 2, but I will scale back the total content I do for it. I will, like, make time for other things just because, like I said, if I wait until State of Decay 2 has literally just played itself out and then change, well then the channel will be in a rough time.
Where my friend T-Dog used to store his medicinal supplies.
So that's kind of the goal. I think there's a certain balance to it, and I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know what the balance is, but that's what I want to do.
Yeah, my mind is like a...
As far as the game goes, the game that the community wants, I believe I'll either play Dead Island or Dying Light. Those are the two games that I've been really like, oh, you need to play that. Oh, looks like our cardio. We can pick cardio skills. Yep. All right, you get backpacking. Okay, well, I guess we will continue using the combat one until we get all our combat trained up. Works for me. Anyways, yeah, so you guys can tell me, oh yeah, so vote for next week. You guys can tell me if there's a particular game you want to see. I know you guys have been wanting me to play either Dying Light or Dead Island, which, like, I've played Dead Island before. I wouldn't mind, I have no problem replaying it. And, I have no problem playing I haven't played Dying Light, although it is kind of a spiritual successor to Dead Island. I'm willing to play either of those. As far as the game I want to play, I'll probably play either Darkest Dungeon, or I might go back into Battletech, the strategy game, to do a DLC career mode. But, like, I just played MechWarrior, so I might do Darkest Dungeon first, and then do Battletech. I'm also, like, I want to kind of, like, not take the gameplay videos quite as seriously, just on the basis that it takes a lot of effort to upload daily on gameplay videos, and I want to upload daily, but at the same time, I want to not feel pressured, and I'm not saying any of you guys make me feel pressured. It's me putting it on myself to get a video out each day, but basically, I would like to basically be in a situation where if I feel like uploading, I upload. But if I'm busy, then I don't want to feel guilty that I'm not uploading. That's kind of how I feel about it. Anyways, remember to vote for next week. And that's the end of Fox Week. And that's the end of Week 8. At any rate, thank you for watching. Like this video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.